Hello everyone, this is Izzy from the Chronically Offline podcast, and today's video is a little bit different. I gathered some people together to talk more about BPD and raise awareness. I hope you enjoy this episode.
Biggest misconceptions about BPD or EUPD would probably be that we're scary people, we're volatile, that we are always emotionally unstable, that we're dangerous to be around. I think especially when dating, I've heard a lot of stuff, there's a lot of stigma around dating people with BPD because we're seen as these volatile creatures that can't handle their emotions, which at times is true. We have more difficulties with it, but I think for the most part we're normal people. We're loving, we're caring, we're creative, and we take a lot of responsibility in caring for ourselves and looking after our emotions. But yeah, we're not scary, we're not dangerous, we're good people.
I think one of the misconceptions I wish people understood better is people seem to assume that we are all aggressive, that we're really nasty, that we have victim complexes. We couldn't be far from the truth. A lot of us, have coping strategies and take accountability, and we are self-aware. A lot of us are self-aware about our behaviours and what we do.
A lot of people think someone with BPD is an abuser because of the way we act out, but abusers are abusers. Yes, there are some people with BPD that are abusers. However, people like to make it a blanket statement, and that I don't agree with, because we're just vulnerable people.
BPD affects everything about my daily life because this is a personality disorder. You will get people that say, don't define your whole personality around your mental health. And it's like, this is a little bit difficult because I literally view the world in a different way than a lot of people do. So yes, it does. My mood can fluctuate very easily depending on the situation. So yes, life can be very hard, but it also can be beautiful too.
One of the worst symptoms I have with BPD or EUPD is the mornings. I hate that. First thing in the morning, I'll wake up and for a minute or two, I feel brilliant. I feel like the world's okay. But then after that, it's a sharp drop into a horrible depression, and I don't even want to do the day.
Day-to-day living with BPD can be quite difficult. I am generally speaking quite emotionally raw. It's something that I've had to channel into creative projects and physical things like going to the gym and running. I do have to be really careful around friendships and dating and family. I am more reactive, and I take things more personally usually because I am quite in touch with my feelings and who I am. I think each day I cry most days, and that's partly because it's an outlet for me. It's a way of dealing with my emotions. I listen to music and get it out in that way. But it is tiring and it is difficult to be so in touch with emotions all the time. So living with BPD can be quite exhausting, and there is a fatigue that comes along with that sometimes gets you down and burns you out, especially if you're working really hard or focusing on projects.
I think it affects my day-to-day life because I don't know how to I don't know if other people like me or not. Like, I don't know if someone loves me or hates me. It's never anything in the middle. A lot of black and white thinking, and if someone doesn't reply to you, they're starting to think things about you. So it's difficult to remind myself that that's not true.
So the biggest thing that's helped me manage my symptoms with BPD or EUPD is walking, but that was only really the foundation. I then upgraded that to hiking, and then upgraded that to camping, and then wild camping, and then climbing mountains.
Like I would say to anyone that helps with BPD is medication and therapy and at-home strategies such as like the cold water rinsing on your face, grounding yourself. Groundwork is really helpful to be able to rationalize your thoughts going round in your head, because essentially you are fighting with yourself every day, and it is exhausting. It is very, very tiring.
I think being single has helped me manage my symptoms. They say like 80% of your symptoms show when you're in a relationship. So I'm spending this time to work on my mental health, and I like to splash some cold water on my face. That's something that I do to get myself out of wherever like mental state I'm in, I'll shock my system.
The one thing I wish people knew about and understood about my BPD when it comes to like family, friends as such, is that you don't have to walk around eggshells with me. I don't like that. That is upsetting. I'm not a baby. Don't treat me like a child. I'm still an adult. I just have a lot going on in my brain. That's all.
I think it's that I'm trying every day, like every single day I'm putting in the work to try to like even just still be here. I don't know if they see just a guy on benefits that's not doing anything with his life, but like I truly feel like I'm spending every day to work on it, you know what I mean?
The one piece of advice I would give to someone that has just been newly diagnosed or looking for a diagnosis is don't get diagnosed if you can avoid it, as bad as it is, because a lot of medical professionals will not treat you. They will not see you in the same light. You will get discriminated against from this mental illness, unfortunately. But if you are diagnosed, like myself, you have to advocate for yourself. You will have to stand up for yourself, or you are not going to get help. As sad as it is, there's also no medication specifically for BPD. You can treat the symptoms you get around BPD. You can't. There's no medication for it itself. So this is a lifelong, serious illness, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Radical acceptance, learn what it is, apply it in healthy ways. Do not apply it to everything, because there are some things you need to take seriously, but radical acceptance will be the first step towards being okay with the way you are, and like being able to work on it instead of just hating that you're like that. Yeah, I definitely think it's radical acceptance and spirituality. Really, like you need some spirituality, whatever it is, religion, spirituality in general, anything like that. Just obviously the positive sides of it, but yeah, I think those two would be best.
Please give me a follow on the Chronically Offline podcast, and everyone else will be credited below. Have a lovely day.